Hey, everybody. This is Erik. I'm a counselor who works with, a lot of things anxiety and depression and family relationships, dysfunction, but addiction. Today, we're going to talk about step 10. I use step 10 a lot. It's kind of like we were created with a purification system. The heart, the brain gets a lot of attention. But what about the liver? What about the kidneys? We need them or we die. And their purification, it's almost like we have a world as good as it is has toxins, and we know that we just need to have purification. So that's what step 10 is like for me, is to have a purification of my defects of character, which help me have a good relationship with God and others. So, looking at step 10 here, this thought brings us to step 10, which suggests we continue to take a personal inventory and continue to set right any new mistakes as we go along. We vigorously commence this way of living as we cleaned up the past. We have entered the world of the Spirit. Our next function is to grow in understanding and effectiveness. This is not an overnight matter. It should continue for a lifetime. Continue to watch for selfishness, dishonesty, resentment, and fear. When these crop up, we ask God at once to remove them. We discuss them with someone immediately and make amends quickly if we've harmed anyone. Then we resolutely turn our thoughts to someone we can help. Love and tolerance of others is our code. It's a good stopping place here. So we have just done step 10, 8 and 9. We've made amends to people. But I often take people through step 10 and 11 first, because when you read 8 and 9, you see that they're praying and asking, where am I selfish, dishonest, fearful, or resentful? And there's more defects. And what better way to know how to do step 8 and 9 and making amends to people except to have this insight by going through understanding what we've done wrong. It says that our next function is to grow in understanding and effectiveness. This is not an overnight matter. So it's something that we do the steps 1 through 9, and often we are recovered. And to stay recovering, we continue to watch for where is Erik selfish. So selfishness is this inflated sense of self. It's this too much thinking about me, and it takes various forms. There's the form of selfishness, which I want all the jelly beans to myself, and how do I get more jelly beans, so to speak. There is selfishness of, oh no, why am I thinking of jelly beans? Why am I taking jelly beans? And oh no, I've taken jelly beans and I'm just such a bad person. And I don't want to apologize for taking the jelly beans. People will look at me and be upset with me. And all of that is self-orientedness or selfishness. It really is. It's this obsession with self. C.S. Lewis said that true humility is not thinking less of yourself, but just thinking about yourself less. So if people are free from self, then they're able to humbly apologize and say, I'm sorry I took all the jelly beans. And they don't really worry about what people think of them. They're not going to be controlling. So where am I controlling? That's kind of a combination of selfishness and fear mixed together. I want what I want. Dishonest is selfish in that, well, I want you to think a certain way about me, so I'm just not going to tell the truth. That's what it pretty much, or I don't want the consequences of action, so I will make up a reality or lie. Exaggerating one's achievements would be dishonest. Withholding information is dishonest. Resentment. So resent, we talked about, means to refeel. Sentir means to feel in Latin or Spanish. Resent means to refeel it over and over. And with any addiction or dysfunction, we end up refeeling things over and over and over and over. Like, pour me another drink. So it could be self-pity, which is a combination of victim. I'm a victim. I'm fearful, kind of sad. Woe is me. I didn't get what I wanted. People don't love me. This kind of thing. So resentment, where in my day am I being resentful? Am I holding on to something? Then fear. Fear is selfish in that I'm afraid I'm not going to get what I want. I want this, and what if I get that? What if I get cancer? What if I lose my home? What if I'm falsely accused? What if I accidentally hit someone in a car and then I go to jail? Like, catastrophic thinking is fear. But fear of failure. Oh, I don't want to fail. Fear of success. Fear of getting close to people. So you can see that a lot of things fit under these four. There are others. I can ask myself, what is my motive? Where am I being too sensitive here? Am I being controlling, critical? Am I just critical to critique things over and over and over? This movie could be better. This food could be better. This is a more effective way to clean the stove. Let's go online. I'll put up critical comments about the purchase I made and tell everybody not to do that. Okay, it just goes on and on. So that's what we do. I put a 1, 2, 3, or 4, and these are actions. Anytime in the AA book it says to do this, just try to stay in, focus on the action. When they crop up, so they're going to happen. We ask God at once to remove them. Notice he doesn't say, oh, we go talk about it with our sponsors, or we go to their group, or we write them out and save them and analyze them. And no, we just simply say, God, please remove this selfishness. Help me to be humble, or help me to be not prideful, but help me to be humble. Help me to not think about myself, but what I could do for others. Help me to be loving, kind. Criticalness, opposite of that is acceptance. Help me to accept that this dinner is what it is. Help me to be free from trying to make everything about being more effective. The best way to do something, the worst way to do something. Again, that's still part of this. Do we have to do anything else? Well, a few things are useful, but really, if God answers that prayer, a lot of good things are going to happen. And notice that a lot of people in the program may say, help me not to drink or to lust or to smoke or to spend or to gamble or to overwork or to fix others. You can do that, but that's kind of at the top of the weed. We want to get down to the root. And the big book will talk about the root of our troubles is selfishness, fear, not being able to forgive. Just, God, help me to forgive. So it says we discuss them with someone immediately. Okay, so it's okay to do this. I found that I can maybe wait a day or two. If it's something I can let go of and it's done, it's just me. It's great. Or save it for a meeting. But there's no harm in this order, talking with someone immediately. If I mix up the steps and I don't pray about it at all because my higher power is the group, you're going to run into problems, because it says in the big book that 3 things became clear. We were alcoholic and cannot manage our lives. And this is A, B, and C. B, no human power can relieve me of my addiction. And C, that God could and would if he were sought. This is how we seek God specifically. So God can do this. And I spent many years analyzing, fixing, writing, journaling, therapizing, all this stuff. And now I just ask, please, help me. If I was getting really slothful and avoidant with work, God, grant me diligence. Amen. Um, and it says we make amends quickly if we've harmed anyone. This is really important. I've found myself kind of moving away from wanting to make amends, but no, make amends quickly and keep it simple. We then resolutely turn our thoughts to someone we can help. This is kind of an interesting idea. Really, we can just do that. Yeah. There's sponsors that would say things like go pick up cigarette butts when cigarette butts existed. They still do. But to do something like pick up trash, to just do something kind of in secret that's humbling to get you out of yourself, just see how you can help someone else. Love and tolerance of our code, of others is our code. Yeah. So our next video, we're going to talk about what happens when we do this. So I'm excited about it. It's probably my most favorite part of this 12-step process. Anyway, you take care. Feel free to leave comments and have a great day.